YouTube, welcome to the channel. My name's Jason. Here on this channel, I do a lot of food and product reviews. So if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. Today, we're gonna be taking another look at the Arctic Air Ultra. So the Arctic Air Ultra, is it still worth getting in 2020? We're gonna take a look at it and see some of its features and see how it works so you can decide, is it something you spend your money on? So here's the thing with this unit, just so you know, when you go online, you look for it, because I've heard some people say they're paying like $100 for these. Look around, it's not that expensive. This is about, looking online, you can get at different stores about $40, $40 to $50. So like I said, about $40. Has directions here on the side. So it says, for best results, pre-soak filter. So you're gonna pre-soak the filter, which is, you're just gonna pull this out. So here's our filter. So we'll go run this underwater, get this all wet, stick it back in here. Fill a reserve here with some water, plug it in, and get it going. We recommend regular cleaning of your filter. Looks like you just stick it right in the dishwasher. And you can also freeze your filter, so get it wet, throw it in the freezer. It'll help cool it down a little more, but we're not gonna test that today because the majority of you aren't gonna do that, because how often, you're just gonna fill it with water and get it going. You don't have time to sit and every time and run and freeze the filter, because the filter's only gonna stay frozen for a little bit. And then what are you gonna do? Take it out unless you have a bunch of these filters and keep changing them out. So we're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna see how cool it is. We got thermometer here, tells us humidity and everything. We're just gonna see how much it changes it and how big of a range you can get out of it. Like I said, I've done more in-depth videos comparing this model to the older model. So if you want to see that, I'll leave a card in the description below and also throw one up there so you can click on it. This unit here, you're gonna see probably in the comments, a lot of people are gonna be calling it a swamp cooler, an evaporative cooler. And that's what it is. It's gonna work better in drier climates, but not all of us live in drier climates. We live where there's humidity. So we have to see, does it work everywhere? Yes, it's gonna work better if you're somewhere where there's low humidity. So right now I'm at 49% humidity. It's right in the range of being okay. Typically over 50% humidity is too high, under 30% is too low. You wanna be between that 30 and 50% range for your house. Now it's at 50, so we're right at that 50, we're at that line of being almost too hot. Again, I'm in Michigan, so it is pretty humid here. Current temperature in here is 74 degrees. So I am gonna go run the filter underwater. We're gonna fill up our reserve and get this going and see how well it works. Just go ahead and stick the filter in here, get it all nice and wet, soak it. Okay, so we got our filter in there. We will put some water in here in our reserve. So on the back, you can see where your plug goes. Looks like DC 5 volt. So, and I have a lot of people say, well, can you plug it into USB? I don't have the actual cable that came with it, so I don't remember if it was USB or not. But if you don't have one, if the one you got doesn't have a USB plug on it, you can buy one. Here's one. This was from a different device. It still works. Plug it into USB so you can plug it into your car if you wanted to use it in the car, if this is what you want to use it for. So we have it plugged in. We're gonna hit the power button up here, or the fan button, I mean. And you see blowing out immediately. So we have, it's 75 degrees in here now. And that's Fahrenheit. So let me switch it to Celsius for those of you not in the US. Celsius, we're at 23.8. And you can adjust where this is blowing to, up, down. Let's try to have it straight ahead. And let's put this all the way over here at this end. And place this over here at this end. And see if it changes any. I can feel it blowing right here. I mean, It's cool, but not really that cool. Humidity in here right now is at 47%. And the temperature is not dropping. Let me move this up closer and see if it'll change any if I put it right in here in front of it. I guess we'll just have to let it sit there for a little bit and see if we get any temperature change. It honestly, sitting right here, it kind of feels like a fan. Like, it's not super cool at all. And me right here, I'm feeling nothing. Right here, I feel it. Over here, I feel no temperature change. So if you're thinking to get this, like, I want it to cool down a room, these are space coolers. Like it says on the box, it can cool any space, any personal space, meaning within like a 3-foot space of this thing. Maybe if you're in a small tent, it might help. In a car while you're driving, if you don't have AC in your car, I don't have AC in my car, it's broken right now. Am I going to put this in here? Is it going to do anything in my car? Not really. Unless it's blowing straight on me, maybe. But the problem is you have to have water in here. So as you hit any bumps or anything on the road, it's going to splash out of there. So I don't know, unless you could mount it on some sort of shock mount that you could devise and have it right there, maybe that would help. 74.8, so it's going down a little bit. Not much. It's not dropping fast. Like I said, if I was in a car, yeah, maybe that would help a little bit, but you would have to have it somehow mounted so it's blowing right on you and that the water isn't bouncing all over the place. So I wouldn't recommend it for a car, especially if you're driving. Maybe if you're staying in your car, maybe if you're in your car and you're camping in your car or something, and you could plug this in, it would help. Like I said, it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna cool the whole car down. I don't think it's gonna cool the other person. If there's someone else in there and it's not pointed on them, they're not gonna feel it. 74.3. So as you can see, it's right in front of it. It was at 75 when we started. It's at 74.3. It's not that cool. It's like a fan blowing on it. And again, and I have it, the fan speed on high, if you put the filter in the freezer, it would work a little better. You may not have access to a freezer all the time to where you're gonna be wanting to go freeze it. And then how long is that gonna last? You know, how much cooler is it gonna be and how long will that last? You know, if you've watched my other videos on this, the basic principle of this is, if you're in the need of something to help cool you down and you don't have any other options, $40, $50, you're getting what you're paying for. This isn't an AC. It isn't an air conditioning unit that's gonna cool your house down, cool your bedroom down. It's gonna be pointed at you and it's gonna help a little. You know, I know a lot of people get these and they point them at their computers to help cool the computer down to keep it from running hot, and that would work great. 73.4, we've dropped 2 degrees, so it's slowly going down. And again, this is right in front of it. We'll move it back here and see if we get any difference. And your water, depending, you know, on the humidity and everything, you might get about 2 hours out of it, then you have to refill it. Noise-wise, I don't know if you can hear it. Let me move it up here real quick by the... About the sounds like a small fan. It's not, to me, I could sleep with that. I have a fan blowing right by my head. Not that the fan's blowing on me. I like the noise of a fan. I like noise at night. So this wouldn't bother me. 72.9, so it's going down. And I'm giving you those all in Fahrenheit. So we started off with 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're at 72.5. Let me go to Celsius. At 22.5 now on Celsius. And I'm sorry, I said it in the video what it was. I forget what we started at. We've gone like down 2.5 degrees or 3 degrees in Fahrenheit. So same in Celsius. So what did we start off at? About 25 degrees Celsius, I think we started at. So we dropped about 3 degrees. And when we turned this on, the humidity, it was reading at about 48, 49%, jumping around there. Sitting here in front of it, it's at 53% now. I'm not a science guy. Let me know in the comments below why the humidity is, because it's shooting out some moisture with that. Let me know. Why is the humidity going up on this? So we're at about 72.5, and you can see it's not going down super fast. It's dropped a few degrees. Let's move it back here to the other end of the table. So now we're at, what, about 2 feet away. So at 2 feet away, let's see what the temperature does now. Let me stay back so I'm not blocking it. I think we have it perfectly aligned. Let's see if that goes up and see what happens to the humidity over there too. And just so I can show you, I just moved it away from there. So that's Fahrenheit, Celsius. So let's leave it right there. And I can feel it blowing on it right here. I can feel it on my hand, so it's reaching it. And don't worry, I'll cut ahead and let you know how long it took. So far, I mean, it's been, what, about a minute now, and it's staying steady. It's still at 72.5 and Fahrenheit. Where's my little button? And 22.5 Celsius. So I think next I'll let it go a couple more minutes here, and then I think I'll move it out in front so it's not blowing on it, and see, like, where I'm sitting on the other side, if the temperature starts going up, and it is now. So now it's at 22.7, so it's gone up a couple, 0.2. And when it was here, the humidity on it was, what did we say, 52 or 51? Now it's dropped down to 49% over there. So even here, at 2 feet away from it, the temperature's already starting to rise. And it's blowing on it, so I have a feeling when we move it over here where it's not blowing on it at all, the temperature's 73 degrees. Okay, so I think we got the idea. Here, being 2 feet away from it, directly in front of it, temperature's already growing up. It's rising. So, and this is what I keep trying to tell people about this. This device, unless you're right in front of it, it's not gonna help you much. But let's move the thermometer over here. Put it so you can see it. And that is in Fahrenheit right now, so we at 73. And it's not blowing on it whatsoever there. Even sitting right here, my hand comes out a few feet. That's where I start feeling it. Back here, I feel nothing. So you can see the humidity up here, the 49%, 73.4, Fahrenheit, 23 Celsius. And I get a lot of people that are interested in this unit or buying this unit don't have any other options. They don't have a lot of money. They're looking for something cheap. Like I said, they may be in some place where they don't have air conditioning, or their air conditioning is broken, so they're looking for something. And, you know, it's better than nothing. I can say that. We were in an apartment before this, a studio apartment, very small apartment, and the air conditioning broke on it. And that's when we first got the older version of the Arctic Air. And because there was no AC and the apartment was getting up to like 85 degrees. And I can tell you that, laying in bed at night, my girlfriend next to me, she had it right next to her. She could feel it, and it felt fine, and it cooled her down. Me on the other side couldn't feel it. It made no difference whatsoever. So if you need this to cool you down in an apartment or a house or something, you're probably going to need a unit per person. You're going to need it right on you, blowing right at you for you to feel anything. And, you know, when it's like this, yeah, that's cool. It's cooling me down. But when I'm sitting here like this, I'm not feeling it. So what are we at now? 73.8. So it's still, like I said, it's within the range of this, but yet the temperature is going up because it doesn't affect much area. It affects this little space basically right here in front of it. So, you know, if you have no other option, yeah, it's going to help you, but don't think this unit's going to cool a family down in a house. You're gonna need one in every room, and it's gonna need to be blowing right on you. And again, the results that we're getting here, if we were in a less humid environment, it would work probably better. But the majority of us don't live in less humid environments, so. Okay, so now we're at 74. It's 6 inches out of the, you can feel it about here, and here's the thermometer. So 74.1 Fahrenheit, Celsius, 23.4. So just leave that there. Turn this off. And let me just do this so you can hear it. These are the different fan levels. So this is low. Obviously off. This would be high. Medium. Low. So there you go, the Arctic Air Ultra. As you see, it only works really if you're right in front of it. Like I said, I'm not telling you not to get it because I know some of you may not have the option, and it's gonna help somewhat. I mean, if you're stuck in a situation where you have no AC, it's super hot. I mean, if you can afford the $40, $50 for this unit, it's gonna help you somewhat, but it's not gonna replace an actual air conditioning unit. It's gonna help you, whoever's sitting right in front of it, by a few degrees, and that's about it. But, like I said, there you go. It is what it is. It's an evaporative cooler, swamp cooler, whatever you wanna call it. It's going to help you a little bit. The better, the drier the humidity, the lower the humidity, the better it's gonna work. As you saw here, unless you're right in front of this, right here, the temperature was going up. We put it back here, we put it over here, the temperature started rising. So take it for what it is. Don't think you're getting an air conditioning unit out of this little tiny $40 thing. It's just gonna cool it by a few degrees. So like I said at the beginning of the video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a new video. I'll see you next time.